The morning after Catherine Middleton became the Duchess of Cambridge, Carol Middleton stood in her kitchen at Bucklebury Manor, staring at newspapers scattered across the granite countertop. Each front page displayed her daughter's radiant face beneath a borrowed tiara. But Carol felt an unexpected heaviness in her chest. The world had watched Catherine marry Prince William in Westminster Abbey just 12 hours ago. Yet here she was, back in the same kitchen where she had served countless family breakfasts, wondering if anything would ever feel normal again. Michael Middleton emerged from his study, already dressed in his familiar weekend attire of khakis and a polo shirt. His business background had taught him to compartmentalize emotions, but even he struggled to process the magnitude of what their family had just experienced. The guest list had included kings, queens, presidents, and prime ministers. Their daughter now held a title that connected her directly to 1,000 years of British history. The couple had built party pieces, their mail-order party supply business, from their kitchen table 27 years earlier. They understood hard work, persistence, and the value of maintaining dignity under pressure. These qualities had served them well during Catherine's 8-year courtship with William, particularly when tabloid journalists camped outside their gates and scrutinized every aspect of their middle-class background. Pippa Middleton descended the main staircase, her bridesmaid dress from the previous day replaced by jeans and a simple sweater. The world had fallen in love with her confident demeanor and striking appearance as she walked down Westminster Abbey's aisle behind her sister. Social media buzzed with comments about her poise and natural beauty. Fashion magazines were already calling her the most photographed maid of honor in royal history. James Middleton, the youngest of the 3 siblings, appeared in the doorway, clutching a cup of coffee. At 24, he possessed an entrepreneurial spirit similar to his parents, having already launched his own marshmallow business. The previous day, he had delivered a flawless reading from Romans during the ceremony, his voice steady despite the presence of 2 billion television viewers worldwide. The family gathered around their familiar dining table, the same one where Catherine had completed her university applications and where countless birthday celebrations had taken place. Outside, photographers with telephoto lenses remained positioned beyond the property gates, hoping to capture any glimpse of the royal in-laws in their private moments. Carol broke the silence first. "I keep thinking about how Catherine looked when she saw William waiting at the altar. Pure happiness." Her voice carried the mixture of pride and protective concern that had characterized her approach to mothering throughout the intense media scrutiny of recent years. Michael nodded thoughtfully. She handled herself beautifully. They both did. But now comes the challenging part, figuring out how we navigate this new reality while remaining true to who we are. The Middleton parents had experienced their share of public criticism during Catherine's relationship with William. Commentators questioned whether a middle-class family possessed the proper credentials to join the royal family. Some dismissed them as social climbers, while others praised their dignity and work ethic. They had learned to develop thick skin while maintaining their fundamental values. Pippa understood the scrutiny would intensify rather than diminish. Publishers were already expressing interest in her personal story. Fashion designers wanted her to attend their shows and were their creations. University friends were reaching out with requests for introductions to exclusive events. The line between genuine friendship and opportunistic networking had blurred overnight. James faced his own unique challenges. His business enterprises now carried the weight of royal association. Every interview, every public appearance, every social media post would be analyzed for its potential impact on the monarchy's reputation. The carefree young man who had enjoyed university life at Edinburgh now found himself representing not just his own interests, but those of the entire Windsor family. The telephone rang constantly throughout that first morning. Congratulatory messages poured in from friends, business associates, and acquaintances from their children's school years. Each conversation required careful navigation between gracious acceptance of good wishes and maintaining appropriate boundaries about private family matters. Carol and Michael had always prioritized their children's independence and personal growth. They encouraged Catherine's academic pursuits at St. Andrews University, supported her early career aspirations, and never pressured her regarding her relationship with William. This hands-off approach had served them well, but now they wondered how to provide guidance for situations no parenting manual could address. The business implications of their new status demanded immediate attention. Party pieces had thrived through word-of-mouth recommendations and Carol's keen understanding of children's party trends. Now, every business decision would carry potential royal implications. Suppliers wanted to associate their products with a royal family. Competitors might use the royal connection to challenge their business practices. Media outlets would scrutinize their financial dealings with unprecedented intensity. The family's social circle faced similar adjustments. Longtime friends wondered whether their relationships would change now that the Middletons possessed direct access to the highest levels of British society. Dinner party invitations carried new significance when one of the guests could potentially include stories about conversations with future monarchs. Security considerations entered their daily planning for the first time. While they didn't require the same level of protection as William and Catherine, their increased public profile necessitated awareness of potential risks. Simple activities like shopping in Newbury or attending local events now required advanced planning and consultation with security professionals. The couple reflected on their journey from flight attendant and flight dispatcher to successful business owners and now in-laws to the future king. Their story embodied the British ideal of social mobility through hard work and determination. Yet they recognized that their daughter's marriage placed them in unprecedented territory where tradition and modernity intersected in complex ways. Media requests arrived hourly. Publishers offered substantial sums for memoirs. Television producers proposed reality shows featuring the royal in-laws. Magazine editors wanted exclusive access to their home and lifestyle. The family's policy remained consistent: dignified silence regarding private matters while maintaining openness about their business and charitable activities. The emotional impact of the previous day began settling into their consciousness. They had witnessed their eldest daughter marry into an institution that represented continuity, service, and sacrifice. Catherine's childhood dreams of adventure and achievement had evolved into a calling that would define the rest of her life. As parents, they felt immense pride, tempered by awareness of the challenges ahead. The local community of Bucklebury had supported them throughout the years of intense media attention. Neighbors respected their privacy while sharing pride in their connection to the royal wedding. The village pub displayed photographs from the ceremony, and local businesses capitalized tastefully on their royal associations without exploiting the family's presence. Their financial security provided some insulation from the pressures of their new status. Party pieces generated sufficient income to maintain their lifestyle without dependence on royal connections. This independence allowed them to make decisions based on their values rather than financial necessity, a luxury many people in their position might not enjoy. The international dimension of their new profile surprised them. Carol received invitations to events in New York, Paris, and Sydney. Fashion magazines in countries they had never visited requested interviews about her style and parenting philosophy. The global fascination with the royal wedding had elevated their family to international celebrity status. As the day progressed, they began developing strategies for managing their transformed circumstances. They would need legal advice regarding media intrusion, public relations guidance for managing their public image, and security consultation for protecting their privacy. The business required evaluation to ensure continued success without compromising royal protocols. The afternoon brought a call from Catherine, now settled into her new apartment at Clarence House. Her voice carried exhaustion mixed with excitement as she described the overwhelming response to the wedding and her gratitude for her family's support throughout the challenging years leading to this moment. Evening arrived with the family gathered again around their dining table, this time sharing a simple meal prepared by Carol herself. The familiar routine provided comfort amid the extraordinary circumstances. They discussed practical matters, upcoming public appearances, business decisions, and strategies for maintaining family unity despite their transformed public profile. Michael raised his glass in a toast to their daughter and new son-in-law, acknowledging the pride they felt in Catherine's grace throughout her royal transition and William's genuine affection for their family. They committed to supporting the young couple while preserving the values and relationships that had sustained them through previous challenges. The first day of their new reality concluded with recognition that their lives had fundamentally changed, but their core identity as a close-knit, hard-working family remained intact. They would face whatever challenges emerged with the same determination and dignity that had characterized their approach to every previous obstacle. Outside their gates, photographers maintained their vigil, hoping to capture images that would satisfy public curiosity about the royal in-laws. Inside, the Middleton family prepared for sleep, knowing that tomorrow would bring new challenges and opportunities as they continued navigating their unprecedented position in British society. 3 months after the royal wedding, the Middleton family discovered that their initial adjustments paled in comparison to the ongoing complexities of their elevated status. Carol found herself studying etiquette books she never thought she would need, while Michael navigated business meetings where clients seemed more interested in royal gossip than party supply contracts. The invitation to Catherine's first state banquet arrived on official palace letterhead, requesting the presence of Mr. and Mrs. Michael Middleton for a dinner honoring the President of Ireland. Carol stared at the formal language and strict dress code requirements, realizing she would need to purchase her first tiara. The irony wasn't lost on her. The woman who had built a business helping others plan parties now needed professional guidance to attend one. Shopping for appropriate formal wear proved more complicated than anticipated. Every dress selection would be photographed and analyzed by fashion critics. The choice of jewelry would be interpreted for its symbolic meaning. Even her hairstyle would generate commentary about her understanding of royal protocol. The sales associates at Harrods treated her with deference that felt simultaneously flattering and uncomfortable. Pippa's modeling career gained momentum with unprecedented speed. Agencies that had shown polite interest before the wedding now competed aggressively for her representation. Fashion Week invitations arrived daily. Photographers followed her movements through London, documenting her shopping trips, coffee meetings, and social outings with friends from university. The attention brought opportunities and challenges in equal measure. Publishers offered substantial advances for books about party planning, lifestyle guidance, or memoir material. Television producers proposed cooking shows, travel documentaries, and reality programs featuring her daily routine. Each opportunity required careful evaluation for its potential impact on the royal family's reputation. James struggled with the transformation of his marshmallow business from quirky startup to royal-adjacent enterprise. Customers purchased his products hoping for connections to his famous sister rather than appreciation for his culinary skills. Business journalists requested interviews about entrepreneurship, but their questions invariably shifted toward royal family dynamics and insider information he couldn't and wouldn't provide. The pressure affected his creative process and business planning. Every marketing decision required consideration of royal protocol. Expansion opportunities came with scrutiny about potential conflicts of interest. Suppliers offered favorable terms hoping to gain reflected status from royal associations. The authentic passion that had driven his initial business success became clouded by external expectations. Media training became necessary for all family members. A discreet consultant visited Bucklebury Manor weekly, teaching them techniques for managing interviews, avoiding controversial topics, and projecting appropriate public images. They practiced answering questions about Catherine without revealing private information, discussing their business activities without appearing to exploit royal connections, and maintaining dignity under aggressive questioning. The family's charitable activities expanded significantly. Organizations that had previously operated below their radar suddenly sought their patronage and participation. Causes related to children's welfare, education, and small business development aligned naturally with their values and expertise, but the volume of requests required systematic evaluation and strategic planning. Carol accepted positions on several charity boards, discovering that her business experience translated effectively into nonprofit governance. Her understanding of marketing, fundraising, and operational efficiency proved valuable to organizations seeking to expand their impact. However, she remained conscious that her involvement would generate media attention that might overshadow the causes themselves. The social calendar transformed beyond recognition. Invitations arrived from established aristocratic families, business leaders, celebrities, and international dignitaries. Garden parties, charity galas, gallery openings, and private dinners filled their schedule. Each event required research about other attendees, appropriate conversation topics, and potential media coverage. Michael found himself navigating conversations with individuals whose wealth and influence dwarfed his own business success. Former airline colleagues watched his transition with mixture of admiration and bewilderment. His practical approach to problem-solving earned respect in business circles, but he remained conscious of the gap between his middle-class background and the aristocratic milieu his daughter had entered. The security arrangements evolved as threats and inappropriate attention increased. While they didn't require close protection officers like William and Catherine, their movements needed coordination with police services. Travel plans required advance notification to security services. Their home address became sensitive information requiring protection from public disclosure. Privacy became a precious commodity requiring constant vigilance. Telephoto lenses captured images from extraordinary distances. Microphones detected conversations in supposedly private settings. Computer hackers attempted to access their email accounts and financial records. The family learned to communicate sensitive information through secure channels and assumed that their activities might be monitored. Business considerations grew increasingly complex as party pieces attracted international attention. Orders arrived from customers seeking royal connections rather than party supplies. Media outlets scrutinized their supplier relationships, employee policies, and financial performance. Competitors attempted to capitalize on royal associations through misleading marketing claims. The company required legal protection against trademark infringement, unauthorized use of royal connections in marketing materials, and false claims about official endorsements. Carol discovered that success brought new responsibilities for protecting intellectual property and maintaining ethical business practices under intense scrutiny. International recognition opened doors previously beyond their imagination. Carol received invitations to speak at business conferences, women's leadership events, and entrepreneurship seminars. Her story of building a successful company while raising 3 accomplished children resonated with audiences worldwide. But every appearance carried potential for misstatement or misinterpretation. The family's relationship with Catherine evolved as her royal duties increased. Spontaneous visits became impossible due to security requirements and scheduling demands. Phone conversations required awareness that communications might be monitored or recorded. Family gatherings needed coordination with protection officers and consideration of media attention. Despite these challenges, their emotional bonds remained strong. Catherine appreciated her family's stability and authenticity amid the artificial atmosphere of royal protocol. She valued their honest feedback and practical advice, particularly from Carol, whose business experience provided valuable perspective on managing public expectations and media relationships. The couple's marriage faced new stresses as their public profile affected every aspect of their relationship. Social events became performance opportunities rather than relaxation. Conversations with friends required careful monitoring to avoid inadvertent disclosure of sensitive information. Even their private time together carried awareness of potential surveillance and media interest. They developed coping strategies based on their established values and relationship patterns. Regular family dinners without guests or media presence provided essential connection time. Vacation destinations required careful selection to ensure privacy without appearing extravagant. Hobbies and personal interests needed protection from commercialization and public scrutiny. The emotional toll of constant attention affected each family member differently. Carol found strength in routine and familiar activities, particularly her involvement with party pieces and local community organizations. Michael sought refuge in outdoor activities and private time with close friends who predated their royal connections. Public perception management became a daily consideration. Every clothing choice, restaurant selection, and social interaction carried potential for misinterpretation. Fashion magazines analyzed Carol's style for clues about her personality and values. Business publications scrutinized Michael's professional decisions for evidence of royal influence or preferential treatment. The family learned to distinguish between authentic relationships and opportunistic connections. Long-term friends demonstrated loyalty and discretion, while new acquaintances often revealed ulterior motives related to accessing royal circles or gaining reflected status. This discernment became essential for maintaining emotional well-being and authentic social connections. Financial advisors help them navigate the complex implications of their elevated status. Investment decisions required consideration of potential conflicts of interest with royal holdings. Business expansion opportunities needed evaluation for ethical implications and protocol compliance. Estate planning became more complicated due to their public profile and potential inheritance implications. Educational opportunities emerged as universities and professional organizations sought their participation in programs related to entrepreneurship, family dynamics, and social mobility. These invitations provided platforms for sharing their experiences while advancing causes they valued, but required careful balance between helpfulness and maintaining appropriate privacy. The extended family experienced secondary effects from their elevated status. Siblings, cousins, and longtime friends found themselves subjects of media interest. Their children's schools required additional security measures. Family celebrations needed coordination with protection services and consideration of potential media attention. As the months progressed, the Middletons developed resilience and competence in managing their transformed circumstances. They maintained their core values while adapting to unprecedented challenges. Their business continued thriving through authentic commitment to quality and customer service rather than exploitation of royal connections. The evening concluded with family reflection on their journey and appreciation for the opportunities their elevated status provided to contribute positively to causes they valued. They recognized that their unique position carried responsibilities for representing middle-class values authentically while respecting royal traditions and protocols. Sleep came easier now that they had developed effective strategies for managing media attention, business challenges, and social obligations while preserving their essential family identity and relationships. 1 year after the royal wedding, the Middleton family faced their first major crisis as a tabloid newspaper published unauthorized photographs taken inside their private garden party. The images showed Catherine and William in unguarded moments, laughing with family members and appearing completely relaxed. While the pictures seemed harmless, they represented a serious breach of privacy that shook the family's sense of security. Carol discovered the publication when her assistant called early Sunday morning, alerting her to the front-page story that had already begun circulating online. The headline suggested exclusive access to royal family secrets, though the actual content showed nothing more than a normal family gathering. The violation felt deeply personal, particularly since the photographer had apparently hidden in nearby woodland for hours to capture the images. Legal action commenced immediately through solicitors who specialized in privacy law and royal protection. The family learned that pursuing justice required public court filings that would generate additional media attention, creating a paradox where protecting their privacy demanded surrendering more of it. The process would be lengthy, expensive, and emotionally draining, with no guarantee of meaningful resolution. Michael found himself struggling with anger in ways that surprised him. His business background had taught him to remain calm under pressure and seek rational solutions to complex problems. However, the invasion of their family gathering touched something primal about protecting his loved ones. He spent long evenings walking the grounds of their property, checking for security vulnerabilities and potential surveillance points. The incident prompted a comprehensive security review that revealed numerous weaknesses in their protection arrangements. Professional consultants recommended installing sophisticated camera systems, motion detectors, and perimeter barriers that would fundamentally alter the character of their family home. The cost extended beyond financial considerations to include loss of the informal, welcoming atmosphere they had always maintained. Pippa's public appearances became more carefully orchestrated following the privacy breach. Her team of advisors expanded to include security specialists, legal counsel, and crisis management experts. Spontaneous social activities became impossible as every outing required advanced planning and risk assessment. The carefree social life she had enjoyed during university years became a carefully managed series of public performances. Book publishers intensified their pursuit of Pippa's story following the increased media attention. Offers reached astronomical figures for memoir material that would provide insider perspectives on royal family dynamics. She faced constant pressure to monetize her unique position while balancing loyalty to her sister and respect for royal protocol. The decision required careful consideration of long-term implications for family relationships and personal integrity. James experienced unexpected backlash as social media critics suggested the family sought publicity for commercial gain. His marshmallow business faced boycotts from Republican groups who opposed the monarchy, while simultaneously receiving orders from royal enthusiasts seeking connection to the family. The polarized response made normal business operations increasingly difficult and emotionally taxing. The young entrepreneur found himself defending his family's integrity in interviews and public statements. He emphasized their commitment to privacy and authentic business practices while acknowledging the unavoidable commercial implications of their royal connection. The position required maturity beyond his years and careful navigation of competing interests and expectations. Catherine's first pregnancy announcement 6 months later brought another wave of intense scrutiny that extended to her entire family. Medical privacy became impossible as journalists speculated about her health, diet, and prenatal care. Every family member faced questions about their involvement in the pregnancy and their expectations for their future grandchild or niece or nephew. The pregnancy transformed family gatherings into highly sensitive security situations. Medical appointments required coordination with protection services. Shopping trips for baby items became public events documented by photographers. Even private conversations about the pregnancy needed to consider potential surveillance and unauthorized disclosure. Carol embraced her future grandmother role while recognizing the unprecedented public interest in every aspect of the experience. Her business background proved valuable in managing media requests and commercial opportunities related to baby products and parenting advice. However, she remained committed to supporting Catherine's privacy and well-being above all commercial considerations. Professional obligations expanded as organizations sought the family's participation in events related to children's welfare, maternal health, and early childhood development. The causes aligned perfectly with their values and expertise, but the volume of requests required systematic evaluation and strategic planning to avoid overcommitment and maintain family priorities. The extended Middleton family experienced secondary effects from the pregnancy announcement. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins found themselves subjects of media interest seeking background information and family anecdotes. Their children's schools required additional security protocols. Family traditions and celebrations needed modification to accommodate protection requirements and media attention. International media coverage intensified as foreign journalists arrived in Bucklebury seeking stories about the royal baby's maternal family background. Local businesses capitalized on the attention through themed merchandise and tour offerings, while residents grew tired of traffic disruptions and constant media presence in their quiet village. Business implications multiplied as party pieces attracted global attention from customers seeking connection to the royal baby story. Orders poured in for baby shower supplies, christening decorations, and first birthday party materials. The company faced decisions about whether to develop royal-themed products or maintain their established approach of general party supplies. Carol and Michael consulted extensively with business advisors, legal counsel, and royal protocol experts about appropriate commercial responses to their elevated profile. They committed to maintaining their authentic business model while ensuring compliance with royal family expectations about commercial exploitation of their connection. The couple's relationship faced new challenges as their private conversations became subjects of public speculation. Journalists interpreted their body language during public appearances for insights into family dynamics and personal relationships. Even their choice of clothing at public events generated commentary about their financial status, fashion sense, and respect for royal protocol. They developed communication strategies for discussing sensitive topics safely while maintaining emotional intimacy and authentic connection. Code words and private signals allowed meaningful conversation during public appearances. Scheduled private time became sacred space protected from external intrusion and professional obligations. Mental health considerations became increasingly important as the family navigated sustained public pressure and privacy violations. Professional counseling provided coping strategies for managing stress, maintaining perspective, and protecting family relationships. They learned techniques for compartmentalizing public and private identities while preserving personal authenticity and emotional well-being. The security team expanded to include specialists in counter-surveillance, threat assessment, and emergency response. Training sessions covered potential kidnapping scenarios, bomb threats, and coordinated attacks designed to exploit their connection to the royal family. The preparedness felt surreal for people who had lived ordinary middle-class lives just 2 years earlier. Travel arrangements became complex logistical operations requiring coordination with multiple security agencies. Vacation destinations needed advance clearance from protection services. Flight arrangements included decoy bookings and alternative transportation options. Hotel accommodations required security sweeps and communication monitoring. Social relationships required constant evaluation as the family learned to distinguish between authentic friendships and opportunistic connections. Some longtime friends withdrew due to media attention and security requirements, while others exploited the relationship for personal gain. New acquaintances often revealed ulterior motives related to accessing royal circles or commercial opportunities. Educational opportunities emerged as universities and professional organizations sought their participation in programs related to entrepreneurship, family dynamics, and social mobility. These invitations provided platforms for sharing their experiences while advancing causes they valued, but required careful balance between helpfulness and maintaining appropriate privacy boundaries. The family's charitable activities expanded strategically to focus on causes where their involvement could generate meaningful impact rather than mere publicity. Children's welfare organizations, educational initiatives, and small business development programs aligned with their values and expertise while providing authentic opportunities for contribution beyond their celebrity status. Financial planning became more sophisticated as their elevated status created new opportunities and obligations. Investment advisors helped navigate potential conflicts of interest with royal holdings. Estate planning considered implications of their public profile for inheritance taxation and asset protection. Insurance requirements expanded to include kidnapping coverage and reputation protection. Legal protections strengthened through ongoing relationships with specialists in privacy law, defamation protection, and crisis management. Retainer agreements ensured immediate response capability for future privacy violations or false publications. International legal coordination became necessary as their story attracted global media attention. The evening news regularly featured updates on Catherine's pregnancy progress, creating constant reminders of their transformed circumstances. Family dinners included discussions of security protocols alongside traditional conversation topics. Bedtime routines incorporated review of potential threats and assessment of protection measures. Despite these extraordinary challenges, the Middleton family maintained their commitment to supporting Catherine while preserving their essential identity and values. They recognized that their unique position carried responsibilities for representing middle-class achievement authentically while respecting royal traditions and protecting their growing family security and well-being. Sleep patterns adjusted to include awareness of security monitoring and potential emergency situations, though their emotional bonds remained strong, and their determination to navigate these challenges successfully grew more resolute with each passing month. The birth of Prince George brought unprecedented joy to the Middleton family, accompanied by security measures that transformed even the most intimate family moments into carefully orchestrated operations. Carol held her first grandchild in a private hospital room, surrounded by protection officers, medical staff, and security equipment that monitored every conversation and movement within the facility. Michael found himself overwhelmed by the emotional significance of becoming a grandfather to the future monarch. His engineering background had prepared him for complex problem-solving, but nothing could have prepared him for the intensity of holding a baby whose every breath would be documented and analyzed by media outlets worldwide. The weight of historical significance made every interaction feel simultaneously precious and performative. The family's first visit to see the new baby required coordination between multiple security agencies, advanced route planning, and decoy vehicles to mislead photographers camped outside the hospital. Their natural desire to celebrate and support Catherine collided with the reality that their presence would generate additional media coverage and potential security risks for the infant prince. Pippa discovered that her status as the royal baby's aunt elevated her public profile to new heights. Fashion magazines documented her maternity fashion choices despite her not being pregnant. Paparazzi followed her to prenatal yoga classes she wasn't attending. Publishers offered even larger advances for books that would include insider perspectives on royal baby care and family traditions. The commercial opportunities surrounding her aunt's status required careful ethical consideration. Children's clothing brands offered endorsement deals worth millions of pounds. Toy companies sought her approval for products marketed to royal baby enthusiasts. Publishing houses proposed children's book series featuring characters inspired by her nephew's early life experiences. James faced unique challenges as the royal baby's uncle while maintaining his business independence. His marshmallow company received orders for custom products themed around Prince George's milestones. Event planners requested his services for royal baby celebration parties. The attention provided business opportunities while threatening to overshadow his culinary achievements and entrepreneurial skills. The young uncle struggled with maintaining authenticity in his business practices while acknowledging the commercial benefits of his royal connection. He developed policies for declining inappropriate commercial requests while accepting opportunities that aligned with his values and professional standards. The balance required constant evaluation and sometimes disappointing potential customers who expected royal-themed products. Carol's grandmother role evolved into a public position requiring protocol training and security coordination for every interaction with her grandson. Simple activities like pushing a stroller or feeding the baby became complex operations involving advanced planning, route security, and media management. Her natural instincts for nurturing and protection faced constant tension with institutional requirements and public expectations. The experienced mother found herself seeking guidance about royal baby care traditions that differed significantly from her own parenting experiences. Protocol officers explained expectations about christening preparations, official photograph sessions, and public appearance requirements. The learning curve felt steep for someone accustomed to making independent decisions about family matters. Security arrangements for Prince George extended to his entire extended family network. The Middleton family's movements required coordination with Royal Protection Services. Their communication devices needed encryption capabilities. Emergency response plans included scenarios where threats against the baby might target his maternal relatives as leverage points. The implications reached beyond immediate family members to include friends, business associates, and community connections who might provide access routes for potential threats. Background checks extended to casual acquaintances, service providers, and anyone with regular access to family members. The intrusion felt overwhelming yet necessary for protecting the infant's safety. Media coverage intensified around every Prince George milestone, creating pressure for family members to provide exclusive content or insider perspectives. Publishers offered substantial sums for photographs, anecdotes, or observations about the baby's development. Television producers proposed documentary series following his early life experiences from multiple family perspectives. The family's policy of dignified privacy required constant reinforcement as media pressure intensified. Legal representatives sent cease and desist letters to publications making false claims about their cooperation with unauthorized stories. Public relations advisors helped craft appropriate responses to media requests while maintaining family unity and protecting the baby's privacy. International attention expanded as foreign media outlets sought stories about the royal baby's maternal heritage. Japanese television crews documented Buckleberry village life. American magazines featured the Middleton family business as examples of entrepreneurial success. German newspapers analyzed their middle-class background as evidence of modern monarchical evolution. The global fascination created commercial opportunities and challenges for party pieces as customers worldwide sought connection to the royal baby's family business. International shipping demands increased dramatically. Product requests included items themed around British royalty and baby celebrations. The company required expansion planning to accommodate increased demand while maintaining quality standards. Business strategy discussions involved lawyers, accountants, and royal protocol experts evaluating appropriate responses to commercial opportunities. The family committed to authentic business practices that honored their established values while recognizing the unavoidable commercial implications of their elevated status. Growth plans required careful consideration of royal family expectations about commercial exploitation. Family traditions required modification to accommodate security requirements and media attention surrounding Prince George's presence. Christmas celebrations needed advanced coordination with protection services. Birthday parties required guest screening and venue security assessments. Even informal family gatherings included considerations about potential surveillance and privacy protection. The christening ceremony planning illustrated the complexity of managing family desires within royal protocol requirements. Guest list decisions involved security clearances and protocol rankings. Venue arrangements included counter-surveillance measures and emergency response capabilities. Photography restrictions limited family documentation of the historic occasion. Carol's involvement in christening preparations required consultation with royal household staff about appropriate gifts, clothing choices, and ceremonial participation. Her business experience with event planning provided valuable skills while highlighting the differences between commercial celebrations and royal ceremonies steeped in centuries of tradition and religious significance. Educational planning for Prince George began immediately as security requirements influenced every aspect of his future development. School selection would involve protection service assessments and facility security evaluations. Playground activities would require advanced clearance and supervision protocols. Even social interactions with other children needed careful management to protect both the prince and his playmates. The family's involvement in Prince George's education created new responsibilities and opportunities for contributing to his development while respecting royal household policies and security requirements. Their middle-class perspective provided valuable balance to aristocratic influences while requiring careful navigation of protocol expectations and institutional traditions. Carol and Michael's relationship evolved as they learned to express their grandparent roles within the constraints of royal protocol and security requirements. Spontaneous visits became impossible without advanced coordination. Gift-giving required security screening and appropriateness evaluation. Even bedtime stories needed consideration of potential surveillance and documentation. The couple developed strategies for maintaining authentic emotional connections with their grandson despite institutional barriers and public scrutiny. Coded communication allowed private expression of love and support. Scheduled quality time became precious opportunities for normal grandparent experiences. Creative gift-giving found ways to express their affection within protocol limitations. Professional obligations multiplied as organizations sought their participation in events related to childhood development, early education, and family dynamics. Their authentic experiences as parents and grandparents provided valuable perspectives for charitable causes while requiring careful balance between helpfulness and protecting Prince George's privacy. Public speaking opportunities emerged as conferences and seminars sought their insights about balancing family relationships with public responsibilities. Their story of adapting to extraordinary circumstances while maintaining core values resonated with audiences worldwide, but every appearance carried potential for misstatement or misinterpretation about royal family dynamics. The extended family network adapted to new reality where every interaction potentially affected Prince George's security and privacy. Cousins learned communication protocols for discussing family matters. Aunts and uncles received training about media management and privacy protection. Family friends underwent security clearance procedures for continued involvement in celebrations and gatherings. Financial implications expanded as their elevated status created new investment opportunities and tax considerations. Estate planning required consideration of potential inheritance taxation on gifts to Prince George. Business valuations included premiums related to royal connections. Insurance requirements expanded to include coverage for threats specific to royal family relatives. Mental health support became increasingly important as family members navigated the emotional challenges of loving a child whose entire life would unfold under public scrutiny. Professional counseling provided coping strategies for managing anxiety about his safety and well-being. Support groups connected them with other family members who faced similar challenges in different contexts. The evening routine included security briefings and threat assessments that had become normal parts of their daily experience. Family dinners incorporated discussions of Prince George's development alongside traditional conversation topics. Bedtime prayers included gratitude for his health and safety along with requests for continued protection and family unity. Despite extraordinary challenges and unprecedented circumstances, the Middleton family remained committed to providing Prince George with authentic love, support, and guidance while respecting the institutional requirements and security protocols necessary for protecting his welfare and preparing him for his future responsibilities as heir to the throne. 5 years after the royal wedding that changed everything, the Middleton family had evolved into seasoned navigators of their extraordinary circumstances while maintaining the authentic values and relationships that defined their essential identity. Carol stood in her kitchen preparing Sunday lunch for a gathering that now required advanced security coordination. Yet the familiar routine of family cooking provided comfort and continuity amid their transformed reality. Prince George, now an energetic toddler, brought joy and complexity to every family interaction. His presence required constant security awareness, but his natural curiosity and affection for his grandparents created precious moments that reminded them why all the protocol and protection measures were worthwhile. Watching him explore the gardens of Bucklebury Manor under the watchful eyes of protection officers had become their new normal. Princess Charlotte's birth 18 months earlier had doubled their security requirements while enriching their family experience immeasurably. Carol discovered that being grandmother to both the future king and his sister created unique opportunities to contribute to their development while respecting the institutional framework that governed their lives. Each grandchild brought distinct personality traits that required different approaches and considerations. Michael had adapted his business mindset to the challenges of supporting a growing royal family while protecting his own family's interests and authenticity. His engineering background served him well in analyzing security systems, communication protocols, and logistical arrangements that enabled normal family relationships within extraordinary constraints. The success of Party Pieces had evolved beyond their wildest expectations, driven partly by global interest in their royal connections, but sustained by authentic commitment to quality products and customer service. International expansion required careful navigation of royal protocol in different countries while maintaining the business values that had built their original success. Pippa's career had matured into a sophisticated balance of media appearances, charitable activities, and business ventures that capitalized on her unique position while maintaining appropriate boundaries regarding royal family privacy. Her book about entertaining and lifestyle had become an international bestseller, establishing her credibility beyond her famous family connections. The challenges of maintaining authentic relationships while managing global celebrity status had required professional guidance and personal growth. She learned to distinguish between opportunities that aligned with her values and those that merely exploited her royal connections. The discernment protected her integrity while enabling meaningful professional achievement. James had successfully expanded his food business into a respected culinary enterprise that earned recognition based on quality rather than celebrity association. His restaurants in London attracted customers seeking excellent dining experiences rather than royal connections, though the attention had provided valuable marketing advantages during the establishment phase. The young entrepreneur had matured into a thoughtful businessman who understood how to leverage opportunities appropriately while maintaining independence and authenticity. His success provided a model for how family members could build meaningful careers despite the challenges of their elevated public profile. Security arrangements had become sophisticated operations involving multiple agencies and technologies that protected the extended family while enabling normal daily activities. The children played in gardens surrounded by invisible protection measures. Family gatherings included discreet security presence that had become familiar and comfortable rather than intrusive. The cost of protection extended beyond financial considerations to include lifestyle modifications that had become second nature. Spontaneous activities required advanced planning. Travel arrangements involved complex coordination. Communication devices included security features that protected private conversations from surveillance and interception. Charitable activities had expanded strategically to focus on causes where the family's involvement generated meaningful impact rather than mere publicity. Children's education initiatives, maternal health programs, and small business development projects aligned with their values while providing authentic opportunities for contribution beyond their celebrity status. Carol's involvement with children's charities had evolved into sophisticated philanthropic engagement that leveraged her business experience and grandmother perspective. Board positions at respected organizations provided platforms for advocating improved policies and funding for early childhood development, educational opportunity, and family support services. International recognition had opened diplomatic and cultural opportunities that enriched their understanding while requiring careful navigation of political sensitivities. State visit preparations involved the family in official functions that highlighted Britain's democratic values and constitutional monarchy traditions. The children's education planning reflected the complexity of preparing royal grandchildren for their future responsibilities while ensuring normal childhood experiences. School selections involved security assessments and protocol considerations. Extracurricular activities required protection coordination. Social interactions needed careful management to protect both the royal children and their playmates. Family traditions had adapted to accommodate security requirements while preserving emotional significance and cultural continuity. Christmas celebrations included additional guests from protection services who had become extended family members. Birthday parties required venue modifications, but maintained focus on childhood joy and family connection. The relationship between Catherine and her family had strengthened despite the institutional pressures and protocol requirements that governed their interactions. Regular communication provided emotional support and practical advice. Shared experiences of parenting under public scrutiny created understanding and mutual appreciation for the challenges each faced. William's integration into the Middleton family had deepened through shared experiences of protecting their children and maintaining family unity despite extraordinary circumstances. His appreciation for their authenticity and loyalty had grown as he witnessed their commitment to supporting Catherine and adapting to royal requirements without compromising their essential values. Media management had become sophisticated strategy involving legal protection, public relations guidance, and crisis response capabilities. The family's reputation for dignity and discretion had earned respect from responsible journalists while providing legal foundation for addressing inappropriate intrusions and false publications. Public speaking opportunities had multiplied as their story of adapting to extraordinary circumstances while maintaining authentic values resonated with audiences worldwide. Conference presentations about family dynamics, business development, and social mobility provided platforms for sharing insights while advancing causes they valued. Business expansion had required international legal advice, cultural sensitivity training, and diplomatic protocol understanding as party pieces developed global markets. The company's growth exemplified how authentic businesses could thrive through quality and service rather than celebrity exploitation, while acknowledging the marketing advantages of their elevated profile. Financial planning had evolved into comprehensive wealth management involving tax optimization, estate planning, and charitable giving strategies that protected their family's future while supporting causes they valued. Professional advisors helped navigate the complex implications of their status for investment decisions and inheritance planning. Mental health support had become essential infrastructure for managing the ongoing stress of public scrutiny while maintaining emotional well-being and family relationships. Regular counseling provided coping strategies and perspective that enabled them to thrive rather than merely survive their extraordinary circumstances. The extended family network had adapted successfully to their transformed circumstances while maintaining authentic relationships and mutual support. Siblings, cousins, and longtime friends had learned to navigate media attention while preserving the emotional connections that sustained them through challenges and celebrated achievements together. Educational opportunities had emerged as universities and professional organizations sought their participation in programs related to entrepreneurship, family dynamics, and social evolution. These invitations provided platforms for contributing their unique perspectives while advancing academic understanding of modern monarchy and social mobility. Technology integration had become necessary for secure communication, threat monitoring, and coordination with protection services while maintaining privacy and normal family interactions. Encrypted devices enabled authentic conversation despite surveillance risks. Monitoring systems protected their property while preserving the welcoming atmosphere they valued. Travel planning had evolved into complex operations requiring coordination between multiple country security services while enabling meaningful family experiences and business activities. Vacation destinations needed advanced clearance and protection arrangements. Business trips included diplomatic protocol considerations and threat assessments. The children's future planning reflected awareness that their royal status would influence every aspect of their development, while commitment to providing authentic love, guidance, and preparation for their responsibilities. Educational choices would balance normal childhood experiences with preparation for public service and institutional requirements. Community relationships in Bucklebury had deepened as neighbors adapted to increased security presence, while appreciating the family's continued commitment to local involvement and authentic engagement. Village events included discreet protection measures that had become normal parts of community life. Professional development had continued for all family members as they balanced public responsibilities with personal growth and career advancement. Continuing education, skill development, and network expansion enabled them to contribute meaningfully while adapting to their evolving roles and opportunities. The evening concluded with family reflection on their remarkable journey and gratitude for the opportunities their circumstances provided to contribute positively to causes they valued while maintaining the authentic relationships and values that sustained them through every challenge and celebrated every achievement together. Their story had become one of successful adaptation to extraordinary circumstances while preserving essential identity, demonstrating that authentic values and strong relationships could navigate any challenge while creating opportunities to serve others and contribute meaningfully to society's advancement and human flourishing.